In a world that just relentlessly tests our resolve, a world of constant noise and just, well, chaos, how do we find any solid ground? Today, we're not just going to find it, we're going to build it. This is your blueprint for becoming emotionally untouchable. So let me ask you a question right off the bat. Does a single critical comment throw off your entire day? Do you find yourself just reacting to things instead of consciously deciding how to respond? If that sounds familiar, hey, you're not alone. And the good news is, it doesn't have to be that way. So, what's the solution? It lies in building what we're calling a fortress mind. Think of it as the ultimate defense system for your inner peace, a blueprint for real resilience and unshakable control. Let's dig into what that actually means. Here's the key thing to get. A fortress mind isn't something you're born with, not at all. It's something you build. It's a skill, the ability to stand firm, to stay calm and deliberate, even while the storms of life are raging all around you. I want you to picture your mind as your own personal citadel. Right now, it might be like an open field, totally vulnerable to every passing threat. But we are about to change that. We're going to build the walls pillar by pillar. Every great structure, every single one starts with an unbreakable foundation. Without that, everything else is just going to crumble, right? The exact same thing is true for your mind. Our foundation rests on two absolutely core pillars. First, understanding what you can and cannot control, and second, learning to see the world as it is, not just as your emotions paint it. Okay, this right here, this might be the most important distinction you will ever make in your life. Seriously. Your focus, your energy, your actions, those are yours to command. Everything else, the weather, what someone thinks of you, traffic, that's all just external noise. Wasting your energy on that stuff in the right-hand column, that is the root cause of anxiety. Your job is simple. Focus only on what you command. Now, this second pillar, it demands that we just strip away all our subjective labels. So someone cuts you off in traffic. The event itself is just a car changing lanes. That's it. That jerk tried to disrespect me. That's a story you just added on top. Objective judgment means separating that raw event from the emotional story you tell yourself. And that little gap, that's where you find the power to choose your response. All right, so the foundation is laid. It's solid. Now it's time to build the defensive walls. These are the active practices that are going to protect your inner citadel from any assault. Let's get into how they're built. Our walls are built from two incredibly powerful exercises: mentally preparing for the worst and intentionally, deliberately practicing hardship. This is how you battle harden your mind. Now, this isn't about being negative, okay? It's about being prepared. Just spend a few minutes each morning thinking about what could go wrong. You might lose your job. You might get into an argument. By visualizing these things ahead of time, you strip them of their power to shock you, to paralyze you. You've already met them in your mind. And now you can prepare a calm, rational response. You know that comfort zone we all love? It can be a cage. To build real resilience, you have to intentionally step outside of it. Try it. Take a cold shower. Skip a meal. Maybe sleep on the floor for one night. By practicing these small, controlled bits of discomfort, you teach yourself that you can endure so much more than you think. You build confidence, and you build gratitude for what you normally take for granted. Think about it. A fortress can have the strongest walls in the world, but if the commander inside is weak, if they're panicking, the whole thing is going to fall. These final pillars are all about mastering your internal kingdom. So these four mindsets, these are the governing principles of your citadel. They're all about acceptance, perspective, urgency, and ultimately, your character. Let's break them down. Pillar 5 is amor fati, a love of fate. It's more than just accepting what happens. It's embracing it as if you chose it yourself. You got fired from your job? Okay, this is now an opportunity to find something better. You have an injury? This is the chance to practice patience. You learn to see every obstacle not as a barrier, but as the path forward. So when you feel completely overwhelmed, try this practice, the view from above. Imagine you're floating up, just untethered, above your city, then your country, then the whole earth, until it's just this tiny blue marble in space. See the long, slow arc of human history. From that cosmic vantage point, how big is your current struggle, really? This doesn't erase your problems, but it shrinks them back down to their true, manageable size. Memento mori. Okay, I know this sounds heavy, but it's not about being morbid. It is a tool for radical focus.
Knowing your time is finite, it just clarifies what actually matters. It cuts right through all the trivial fears, the petty grudges, the endless procrastination. You start asking, does this argument really matter in the face of my mortality? Is this how I want to spend one of my precious, limited days? You use death as your advisor to live more fully. It becomes the ultimate filter for all your decisions.
And that brings us to the final pillar, the keystone that holds this entire fortress together. External events can take away your job, your health, your reputation, but the one thing they can never touch is your character, your ability to choose how you respond. In any situation, you and you alone hold the power to act with courage, with justice, with wisdom. That choice, that is your invulnerable core.
So, there you have it. The foundation is laid, the walls are raised, and the interior is guarded. You now have the complete blueprint for a mind that cannot be broken.
And please remember this. This is not a philosophy lecture. This is a training manual. Building this fortress is a daily practice. Every challenge you face is another opportunity to lay another stone, to reinforce a wall, to train the commander within.
You have the tools, you have the design. All that's left now is the work. The world is going to keep testing you. That's a guarantee. The only question is, will it find an open field or will it find a fortress? The choice is yours.